Welcome back and thank you for tuning in to Heaven Leads TV. I am your host and chef, Brian Cook, and today we are making a lump crab stuffed salmon. We have a beautiful restaurant style quality dish. It gives you a different option to do than perhaps maybe your typical spinach or your typical stuffed artichokes or have you with your salmon. Please tune in. Check out this episode. I'm sure you'll love it. Let's go meet me at the mise en place station. And we are back. Welcome to Cooking with the Cooks. I am your host and chef, Brian Cook, and we are in our mise en place station. That is where we always start at. It is the place of where, before you put anything together, you really want to make sure that you have everything set in its place, and that's exactly what your mise en place is. So today we're going to be doing a lump crab stuffing over top of salmon. Again, when we're here in the kitchen, we want to try and give you different things. As a matter of fact, I had, and you know what, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting, everybody who's been engaging. I had a friend of mine, she was a client, but she is now a friend of mine, text me and say, hey Brian, I need to do something different with salmon. I typically do spinach and cream cheese. What do you have for me? And I said, Randy, hey, what's up, Randy? I said, listen, I'm gonna give you away this upcoming episode. I'm gonna give you a recipe for a crab meat stuffing. It's gonna be out of this world. And that was it. So I just love that type of engagement. And that's what we're going to get into today. So we have our lump crab meat. You can buy super lump or jumbo lump. I've brought both, except I do find that when we go ahead to mix the stuffing, if you have the jumbo lump, it does break apart a little bit, but it does make for a nice presentation. But regular lump is fine. We have some fresh parsley. We have our buttered crackers, which is going to be the binder to hold everything together. We have some cream cheese. We have onions and peppers, fresh garlic, which we're going to saute. And of course, we have a beautiful piece of Atlantic salmon. We're going to season this and go ahead and get over to the cook station. So it's not really much to put together here other than just doing some minor cutting. And then we're going to go into our cook station. But again, as I said, we want to make sure that we have all of our mise en place together. So I'm going to take this pepper that I've washed. If you follow this channel, you know that I don't like to necessarily use the membrane in certain recipes. In certain other recipes, it is appropriate and okay to do. We're just going to cut a little bit of pepper, and depending upon how many portions or how many servings you're actually making of the salmon, you don't need all of these peppers, but I am cutting them because I can use them for something else in the kitchen. So these are the mini sweet peppers that we have. They come in orange, red, yellow, and they just make for a nice mix of contrast, which is what you want to look for, because people do eat with their eyes, and it needs to post really well. I don't mean posting in regards to posting a picture. I just mean that it just needs to look appealing and appetizing when you are presenting it. So we're going to cut these peppers. I have a red, orange, and yellow. Notice that while cutting the peppers, because of how I'm holding my hand and because of the positioning of my knife, I'm able to cut and talk and look at the camera at the same time, not showing off, but just showing you the importance, because the blade of the knife will never hit my fingertip because it's cuffed and the blade is on the board. We're going to also do some garlic. going to smash. I don't have my pilon. My wife, AKA HR, she was just here. She says, you pronounce it wrong. I says, okay, no problem. Maybe we'll get you to do the voiceover next time. So we have some garlic here. And we have our onions already cut. And then we're going to cut some fresh parsley. We'll have this to the side. That's all going to go inside our filling. We're also going to have the juice of a lemon, and when we get up to the cook station, we will juice that. And for our crackers, just so that we are completely prepared, we're going to take our crackers, and I'm going to take a little bit. This is about half the package. And again, depending upon your portion size and how much stuffing you want to make. And we're just going to pound this out. You can use breadcrumbs, but why when we can use buttered crackers? It just adds to the depth of flavor, and you don't have to be precise. This is nice consistency, and we're ready to go to our cook station. So meet me over there. We'll see you in a bit. And we are back. We are in our cooking station, and we are doing lump crab stuffed salmon. We're not going to actually stuff it in the salmon, but we're going to make a nice topping, super easy to do, and it'll be a different thing that you can do typically to what you normally do with salmon. So we have a nice piece of Atlantic salmon here. We're going to season that. One of my go-to seasons by Kinder's or Kinder's, however way you pronounce it. This is just a blend called salt, pepper, garlic. We're going to season the top of the salmon, and what I'm going to do is hit it with a little olive oil as well, just to massage and get all of that spice into the salmon. And while that is working, we're going to turn our pan on. We have a quarter stick of butter. I'm gonna go ahead, massage that spice in. When I made this dish before, I made it for a tasting for a client. They loved it, they loved the topping, they loved everything, except they said the salmon was a little bland once you got through the topping. So what we're trying to do is to avoid that. So we're gonna take our onions, peppers, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of parsley that we sliced over at our diced over at our mise en place station, and we're going to add that into the pan with the butter. And that is going to be what we're going to add to our crab meat stuffing. In the meantime, while that's going, we're going to add cream cheese. Now, I'm not a huge fan of cream cheese. It's just not my jam. But in certain recipes and certain meals and certain dishes, it just works. And this is one of those dishes where I promise you, if you don't like cream cheese, you're not going to taste it at all. This is a little less than an ounce that we're going to be putting in. There are little markings on the package. And again, this is just based upon how many or how much of a serving that you're actually doing. So we have, this is not even, it's probably about 12 ounces of salmon here. And we have about a little over a cup of lump crab meat. So we want this to cook down a bit. And I'm actually going to add just another tablespoon of butter. It's not a lot. It looks like a lot, but it's not a lot because that's going to be the binder to our cracker crumbs, which we're going to mix with our topping, our stuffing, and then we're going to get this salmon in the oven. It's super, super easy. We're going to take our cream cheese, and I'm going to actually fold this in. And this is why I said that if you buy the lump crab meat, or the super jumbo lump, where it may not necessarily make that huge of a difference because you're going to have to be gently moving this around. And you don't want it to break up completely because you want to have the integrity and keep the integrity of the crab. So people will know and understand and recognize that it is a high quality dish and it's just not claw meat or something along those lines. So I'm just going to gently fold this cream cheese in, but I'm not going to play with it too much because, take this off of the heat. And this doesn't have to be super done. We're going to take our cracker crumbs in and we're going to place it in the pan. Set this aside. And pull this off. And we're going to give this a nice toss. Now what you should do, or what you should be getting, is the consistency of wet beach sand. And I think that we are just about there. Now, you'll notice we have some bigger cracker crumbs, and that's totally okay. We're incorporating everything. And if you don't want to add any more butter and you want to be a little healthier, I mean, we got butter crackers and everything else, you can add just a little bit of olive oil. And what that will do is just add some more moisture to your crumbs. We're going to remove this from the heat. And because this is a bigger pan, we're going to take all of our crab meat, beautiful crab meat, and we're going to gently fold this in. I like to do this with my hands because then I can get a sense of where I'm at. Yes, it's a little warm, but I've been doing this for quite some time. And then what's going to happen is we're going to take this beautiful crumb topping and we're going to cover our salmon. And if you have any extra topping, you can definitely set it aside and utilize it at a different time frame if you'd like. So we are going to get this coated. I think this is the perfect amount of crumb to crab meat ratio. We have our oven preheated at 350 degrees. And we're going to go ahead, take our seasoned salmon, and we're going to take our cracker crumb mixture or crab mixture, and we're going to kind of assemble that over the salmon. Now you want to make sure that you give this time to cook, so we're going to add just a little bit more butter for moisture, but all of this goodness, we're going to make sure, and it's okay if it overloads the pan, because when this comes out, all these little side pieces, I said side pieces, all these little side pieces right here, these little things here, they will become actually some good eating. And we don't want to pack it. we have our salmon here. We're going to take some fresh lemon, squeeze over top. We're going to take a couple of pieces of butter. So we've used a half a stick total, which is not too bad. You eat more than that in cookies. And we're going to hit a little bit of white wine to get some moisture into the pan, not onto the cracker crumbs, but just to the salmon so it can give it some moisture. And then we're going to put it in the oven. We'll be back. And we are back. We are ready to go. Our salmon is just about done. Depending upon the size and the thickness of your salmon will determine how long you need to leave it in the oven for probably about maybe 20 to 25 minutes at 350 should suffice for a typical piece of salmon. If it's thicker, you might need to go a little bit longer, but we're going to pull ours out, and while it is resting, we're going to also add a quick side. I had some broccoli left over, broccolini actually left over from an event, so we're going to pull our salmon out. I even got gloves after me, man. Boy, I tell you. And this is a nice, beautiful piece of salmon. We're going to take, while that rests, our broccolini. I'm going to take it, put some red pepper flakes. As this gets warm, we're going to take and we're just going to put a few stalks of these in just to add a little bit more to our salmon dish. Obviously, you would pair this with your favorite starch or something like that. We're going to utilize what we have here in the kitchen. And we're going to saute this down a little bit. I'm going to add one of my other favorite staples in the kitchen. We have the Montreal chicken seasoning. Add just a little bit of that to it. And we're going to let that go. And I'm going to look to plate this. Actually, once our broccoli gets done, we're rounding third. We're going to be sliding into home base as soon as our broccoli is done, which will be in a few minutes. We will plate this beautiful, beautiful dish. Stay tuned. And we are back, getting ready to bring this dish home. So I have my broccolini sauteing, which we're going to add just a tinge bit of water to create a little steam so it can soften those stalks up a little bit. And while that's going, we're going to jump into plating our salmon. Now I'm going to get this out of the pan. Try and do my best I can to not break this up. But this is a nice piece. You serve this family style, beautiful piece of salmon. And you have all of this goodness here. This is what we'll save because we'll definitely eat that between the scenes. Then we're going to squeeze a little fresh piece of lemon on top. Hit it with a little bit of fresh parsley. And again, like I said, you can serve this family style. And we have our broccolini just about ready to go. Nice color still. You can smell the red pepper if you were here. We'll wait for that water to dissipate, and then we will go ahead and finish this dish. And that water is just about dissipated. We're going to go ahead and plate this dish up. And that smells incredible as well. Probably should have got a bigger dish. Well, that's all right. And there you have it. Crab stuffed salmon. Nice lump crab stuffing on top. Nice piece of North Atlantic salmon on the bottom. Broccolini. Thank you. If you have enjoyed what you have seen, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Check us out. Help us grow this channel. Until we meet again, stay hungry, my friends.